What happens when a full moon has a bastard child with a 1980s teen comedy?
You get werewolf transformations, cheesy synth music, and very questionable fashion choices.
Find out next on Trees in Space. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trees in Space, the show where we watch and review all movies in any genre, and we tell you what the fans thought, what the critics thought, and what we think. Is it worthy of a whole forest or just a stump to sit on? I'm Jason, and that's Nate. And in case you missed the thumbnail, this week we watched the 1985 teen comedy Teen Wolf, starring Michael J. Fox.
Yep.
Before my LP was born,
Yep.
this was considered a classic. Everyone watched this movie. Everyone in '85 knew this movie. Everyone watched it.
Look, this movie may have gotten past something in the 80s, but I'm telling you now, in the 2024-ish to 5-ish,
30 years later,
this movie sucks.
40 years later. This is 40 years later.
This movie, how long is this movie? 90 minutes?
90 minutes, yes, give or take.
This movie's way too long. So much of like, okay.
It took him a
First
long
off,
while before he became Teen Wolf, though. It was like 45 minutes into the movie before he actually became almost an hour into the movie before.
I and like the the house party scene was like that whole house party in general was all of that needed. Like the women tied up behind their backs, rolling around in whipped cream.
I thought one was woman, one was a man.
That's the second time. The first
Oh,
time was, I think, anyway. Uh, like none of the house party stuff was needed at all. You could have cut the whole hijinks of getting a keg, especially when there were like five kegs already there at the
but
party.
he didn't know that. He thought he'd be the only one to get a keg because, contrary to popular belief, in 1985, I wasn't drinking then, but it wasn't easy to get a keg if you weren't old enough to buy one. But you had 18 years old, so
It was 18 in 1985 to buy alcohol.
yeah.
God dang.
For some reason, movies in the 80s confused college frat parties with high school house parties
Oh my
because this was a
God.
college frat party.
My penis was so confused. Like,
Why was your penile confused?
because there's no way any of these people are teenagers.
Mm-mm.
But I know they're playing teenagers. But like some of what some of them were wearing, like the one that had the hat at the house party that was wearing like this Madonna Material Girl
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
bustier
Right.
corset thing. Like, damn, like, okay, confused. How old are you? Because I'm confused.
Yeah, it was.
I need your ID, and I know that you're older than me anyway. But
They were the oldest group of teenagers I've ever seen in any movie ever.
oh my God,
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
They
and
were so,
wasn't one
and that
of them
one point where
20?
he what?
Wasn't one of these guys 20?
Oh, yeah, he's the boyfriend of the blonde chick of the
Right.
hoe. We'll call her the hoe.
And okay, so let me ask a question.
Sure.
Where does he go to school?
Obviously, the Dragons, whoever the Dragons is, that's the shirt he was wearing in basketball.
Yeah, but why is he at their school? Does he just go
I
over
don't
the
see. That's the thing is, I was looking at that too. I think he was at the basketball game. He was at the prom or the dance, and he
Yeah.
was at the party, but I don't think he was actually ever in the school with
Well, he
them.
was there during the drama club.
The drama club.
Yeah, he showed up in the very beginning when Michael J. Fox drops the paint
Oh
and all
yes.
that
Well,
crap
I
on.
mean, it's probably after school too, and he probably went by there to see his girlfriend because that was his
Okay.
girlfriend.
So it's just
It was a little confusing. They weren't too clear about that.
they weren't. It was very confusing because I
The
actually
whole
ended
thing
up
was confusing.
watching this with most of this with Brody, and he was like even confused, like, doesn't he go to the same school? Why is he wearing a different? I'm like, I don't know, but he's like 20. And then you got, was it Chunks? Was that
Styles,
was that the Nick guy's nickname?
the chubby
Chubbs?
dude, the basketball chubby guy.
Yeah,
I think they call him Chunks. Yeah,
Chunks. Like, oh my God, you embraced that nickname, and then
you might not get a choice.
when Michael J. Fox dropped the cigarette in England, I was like, oh my God, this is the 80s, and that's such a word that can be said so openly now. And
Oh, the F word.
Someone. Wait a minute. Are you going to tell me you're... I mean, if you're going to tell me you're a... I don't think I can handle it. I'm not
yes,
Yes. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Yes. Oh, yes. They were, and they were smoking and drinking, and they were 16 and 17, and that one scene in the party. I was trying to say this earlier was goes, you had to eat all this Jello. What am I supposed to do? You're gonna hold the Jello, and he lifted up her shirt and
yep,
blouse and poured all the Jello. You can't do that to a 17-year-old girl. And the girl
no,
just, you can't do that to anyone. Point is, even back in '85, you couldn't do not in high school. So, uh, and the smoking, and I will have to say that I am very appreciative of 1985's Teen Wolf about how diverse it was in their casting. All the different, pigmentation of people on the basketball team.
I love that they showed marijuana.
Oh, they did smoking around that whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, that's a joint in
Yeah.
a PG movie. Oh my God.
PG's a little bit different in '85 than it is now because I don't
And
think
then
PG-13 came out to like '87 or '88.
and then you got in the what, the freaking her dressing room where she makes him turn into a werewolf while they're doing it.
Yeah, she was for a 12-year-old me, she was hot.
She's very, very attractive. But
For 50-year-old me, the brunette, much hotter.
Booth,
Yes,
I think they're both very cute.
they really were.
Again, confused my penis.
Well, the blonde confused me because she was the most inconsistent character in the whole show. I
Well,
mean,
I think she has a thing for hairy men.
boy, because her boyfriend's pretty hairy too.
Yes. I think she's just got a thing for hairy dudes. That's why she wanted him to freaking change.
Right. But so she's like, I'm going to the prom with dude. I can't go with you. He goes, what about what we did in the dressing room? She goes, what about it? And she goes on a date with the dude to bowl with
Mm-hmm.
Fox to bowl, and the other dude getting jealous. That's my girlfriend, but it's not. Obviously, wasn't his girlfriend because she was just dating other people and she did it in front of him. And then she went with him to the prom, but then was trying to get Michael J. Fox jealous, but got mad at him when he turned into the wolf and cut the shirt off the dude, and then cheered Michael J. Fox when he shot the basketball and won the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what is she doing?
She had no idea. This woman has no plot structure whatsoever. There's like she has no point in this movie. The other part to this movie that has no point is Michael J. Fox's character.
It was a plotless movie. There's no plot.
Nothing.
No.
There was no like what this young man finds out he is a werewolf.
We
Okay.
didn't even talk about the synopsis of the movie. Please tell the listeners what this movie is about.
This kid it turns into a werewolf, right? You would think for 1 second he would panic a little bit, just a little bit more than he does, and he doesn't. Okay. And then It's very plain and basic and simple. Like I saw it coming a mile away. Like, oh, well, yeah, if he's a werewolf, then obviously his dad's a werewolf.
I didn't see that coming first when I watched it. I had no idea.
This is the first time I've seen this movie.
I wasn't, a smart 40-year-old.
I guess that's true. You
He's
should
not 40. Nate's not 40, everybody.
you should have been a smart 18-year-old.
No, I was 12.
Whatever. But like I saw that coming. I thought dad was cute.
He was adorable. He's a werewolf. He looked like a little puppy. I just wanted to pet him.
Absolutely. His beard looked all amazing and stuff. But like he just like nobody panicked.
No, the whole town acted like it was like
Yeah, no big
almost
deal.
like yes, the whole town didn't care. Would you have cared? Someone turned into a
I
werewolf in front of you?
well, I would have been like, what the fuck? Or like, holy shit.
Mhm.
Like somebody should have said something. And like homeboy just dribbles the ball backwards to his back court and sprints the ball all the way across and then slams it. His 5'6" ass slams his basketball into the hoop, and I'm just like, really? He tosses the ball, the friggin' ref. The ref goes,
Just blows the whistle, like, okay.
and then they go, okay, and they cheer, and then and then okay. So
They
then,
could have made a better character, like of someone that was actually closer to his height when they had him in the makeup doing some of the basketball moves and dancing moves because he was too tall in some of that basketball. That wasn't Michael J. Fox. The
no.
dancing and like doing the basketball moves, that wasn't him. But anyways, go ahead. You were gonna say something.
So okay, in a movie, generally there's some sort of obstacle, right? So this dude changes. Nobody freaks out. All right. Then it becomes cocky and arrogant within 24 hours
Mm-hmm.
and stays in his werewolf form. Again, nobody freaks out. Not one town member anywhere is freaking out about this werewolf child that just is walking around. Okay. Wow.
That's the comedy part. I mean, seriously, what would people do? I mean, they would. I don't know what you'd actually do in real life if that happened. You're like, okay, he's sitting there with a basketball. He's a werewolf. I mean, nowadays we'd be like, yeah, okay. But
Yeah.
in
Okay. So then
1985,
he fucks the hot chick, right?
a cocky.
He still gets the girl.
Hmm.
Oh, there's a big surprise! That's an incredible. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
He gets in a fight with his basketball team, but then
Hmm.
they get back together.
Hmm.
They win.
Hmm. That's the biggest BS of the whole damn show, whole movie.
Where does he learn any kind of lesson? Where is life hard for this child whatsoever?
I think losing his friends in the basketball team and losing his best friend, the girl, even though he didn't even lose her at any point in the show.
No.
No. Uh,
And she made out with him.
yeah. Yeah, good point. There was like no negative things happening to him that he didn't
Nothing.
cause himself, that he didn't get fixed within the next day.
Right. There was no repercussion. There was no obstacle. There was no challenge. There was no plot.
Right.
It was Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, well, he's big at the time. Before we get on here, you were saying something to me that you want to discuss ADR on the show
Yes.
tonight. And
So
I'm gonna guess that I think I know what that is. That is where the actor goes into a booth and there's recordings and
pretty much.
like for
So
cartoons and stuff.
almost. So like
Okay.
at and this is for those at home that want to see it as well. At 33 minutes and 40 seconds, Michael J. Fox is in the dining room, dad's in the kitchen, and he kind of turns a little bit, and you can see his mouth move, and you can hear the tone change, so that he was in the studio and re-said the part that he was going to say.
Okay, so it's not just for cartoon characters voice dubs. It's for all movies when they voice dub something.
Mm-hmm.
It stands for amazing
Yeah,
dead of
I asked
rotation.
Alexa,
Okay.
and she told me, and then I forgot.
Oh,
The other thing I want to talk about is how close can you get to copyright infringement with great power comes
yes.
greater responsibility.
We all have to thank this movie for Spider-Man's most famous quote.
Spider-Man came before that.
No.
This was 1985.
Yeah,
Spider-Man came before
Spider-Man came after this.
Spider-Man came way before 1985.
Not the movie.
The comic book.
Yeah, well, he didn't say it in the comic book.
Did he not?
I don't know. I didn't read all the comic books. Somebody stole it from somebody.
Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962. So it's with great power comes great responsibility.
He says that in the comic book?
Yes.
Okay.
And then in this movie, he says great power comes greater responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And with great power goes a greater responsibility.
Like, really? If you just change great to greater, that's all you got to do?
Well, I mean, the fact is, it was the 1960s comic books. Nobody's reading comic books in the 60s. No one knew who Spider-Man was, really. That was probably accidental.
That's no way. There's no way that was an accident.
You don't think two people that don't know each other can't come up with the same exact saying? Do you think other people said, "I'll be back" before Unstructured did? And do you think that was accidental?
No.
You know what I think? I think we should move on to the 5-star and 1-star reviews. The first 5-star review comes from Nevin C. This movie is up there with Airplane and Spinal Tap. Its quote ability is spectacular. Comedic acting is top notch. Honorable mention to Bobby Finstock, bona fide cult classic. And I do agree. The best thing about this movie was the coach.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit.
The basketball coach was great. And I actually have quoted him, forgetting that was him I was quoting when I used to say, here's my advice to people. Don't get less than 12 hours of sleep. Never play cards with someone who has a first name as a city. And never stay away from a girl that has a dagger tattoo. I've told people this.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know this was a comedy. The first 1-star or less comes from unknown. I don't know what to really say about this film. It's like they watched the Thriller music video and decided to make a feature-length film about it's the best way to describe the film. It's nowhere near as good as the Thriller video. It actually feels cheap compared to that, and it's not that great. Like, the only real saving grace is MJF, who doesn't do too bad. Even he doesn't really save the film.
They are right. That is it's that was a dance though. At proms and dances, people were actually doing
Yeah.
that became a trend when that movie came out. So, but he is right. The Thriller video is so much better, and I think that's what they did.
I
Next
agree.
5-star review. What?
No, go ahead.
Next 5-star review is from Rory S. Very cool movie. Clever, funny, and original. Some great scenes. Classic 80s movie. Yes, it's original because there's nothing.
You know what? So it is in fact a very original movie. I can't think of any other movie before this movie that had a teenager that turns into a werewolf, that plays basketball and wins the championship, and also has pre-adolescent sex in public.
What did he say?
Wrong. Wrong, sir. Wrong.
The next 1 star or less comes from unknown. The only thing that made me watch this movie was that I saw Michael J. Fox, and I thought it was going to be funny, like Back to the Future, but it wasn't.
No, it's definitely not like Back to the Future. And I don't know how funny Back to the Future is. I think it's good, but I don't want to say it's really funny.
No,
But it's definitely funnier than this one.
by far.
The last 5-star review we have Horror Fan 4. Say what you want, but this is a highly underrated movie. Love the soundtrack and the story. MJF is great. Tim Trinkle.
10 stars?
I maybe I can't get through
But
these reviews.
how was that a 5-star review?
I
Did,
don't
did
know,
it
but
even really say anything?
the soundtrack, the
It was
and the
awful.
synthesizer, yes, all of it was not great.
Oh my gosh. The last 1 star comes from unknown. The moral is contradicted, and Styles has to be the most unlikable character in a teen film that wasn't a villain I have ever seen.
I agree. I did not like Styles. I was not. I mean, I wasn't. I didn't hate him, but I did not like his character.
Which one was Styles?
The one who was driving the bus, or the one that was selling the
Oh,
merchandise. Yeah,
like the most popular character outside of Michael J. Fox in this
yeah.
movie, or
His best
actor at
friend.
this time.
Yeah. Okay, and lastly, the WTF review. It's an unknown, half a star. Oh, I don't think it's half a star. I think it was actually 2.5 stars. Doesn't matter. We'll go with half a star. Quite fun. Like the dancing on the top of the van, LOL. Can't remember the ending. But seeing as there was a Teen Wolf 2,
Go on.
continue.
As you were.
Well, now you've heard what the critics think and their reviews. Let's go with Rotten Tomatoes ratings of this movie. Rotten Tomatoes score this a 46%, while the audience, which is you, put it at 52. Yeah,
All right. Well
that's about
done.
halfway through. That's reasonable for both of them, I think. They're pretty close.
I feel like that's almost fair.
Oh, so you've heard what the critics think. You heard what Rotten Tomatoes says on the ratings. Now you're going to hear from me and Nate. Now, I watched this movie on VHS. I don't think I watched it in the theaters. I knew Michael J. Fox was because of everything. Um, the pacing was weird. As a child, when you're 12, you're 10, 11, this is a great movie. Um, it's not meant to be a classic. It's not meant to be a masterpiece. It's meant to be masturbated over and shot in the dark. It's not a good movie. It has no saving graces. There's not even any boobs. There's kind of a side boob, but that doesn't count. So this thing is going to. Oh, and I will not recommend it to my surgeon. So I am going to give this one tree.
Now it's my turn.
Uh, you know, this movie is easily 25 minutes too long. Um, it had no structure, it had no plot. The acting wasn't really good. Um, very confusing mentally again. It just I don't know. Uh, I guess it would be almost like me maybe going back and watching Air Bud or like Beethoven, like and realizing like these movies had no structure. It's just a movie. Again, there's no point A to point B. At no point was this team ever in contention for the championship. Like, but somehow they ended up becoming it, and like it's just ridiculous. I agree with you. I will not recommend this to my surgeon. And some reason I am being kind to this movie and I'm giving it one tree and a stump.
Well, you heard it here first. Nate gives this movie of Teen Wolf 1985 one tree, one stump. I give it one tree. Neither one of us will recommend it to our surgeons. So we will see you next week on Trees in Space right here Monday.